Lucy. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right.
Actually, it's been good. I've sat here this morning and just chatted to writers. This is hilarious.
I know. Oh, is that what you've been doing all day?
Everyone is talking about different things. So whatever you feel, like, I wonder if, because your launch is the 6th of April.
Yes, it is.
So how are you thinking that's going to go?
I think it will get canned. I think it'll get cancelled. I think the bookshop will make the call and they'll probably cancel it.
Yeah.
I've left
You're going
it
to Avid?
No, because I'm in Sydney.
You were in, yep. Yep.
So it's better
the name
read
of
than
the
dead.
bookshop. It was.
Yes.
Oh God.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes. Ooh. Ixnay on the
the
name. But
how's that feeling?
Yeah, it's weird. It's a really weird time to release a book. I've had a lot of lovely support though from other authors and friends just saying, oh, you know, everyone will be inside and everyone will be reading. And like, I do hope that that is true. But right now I feel like everybody is fixated on information and finding out what's happening.
But there are a lot of people wanting to block it out.
Well, good.
Yeah, you know, just thinking, what else can I do that's nothing to do with it? And just to keep going, pretending life's as normal as possible. And stick to their habits and things that are safe. Reading books is really safe.
It is. This is true. Yeah.
It's a good thing.
So and it's a bit different too, because the first time around, like, I didn't know what to expect and I was really excited. And this time I thought, no, I'm going to be really cool about it and I'm just not going to worry about it. So then there'll be no disappointment or anything if this doesn't happen or that doesn't happen. And now it's just gone too far. It's just like there's not going to be any. There might not be any talks.
You've gone from, you did the major debut stuff and then second book has just come at the apocalypse.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
So,
that's intense.
But anyway, look, I'm not that concerned about it. I'm working on my next one anyway, so I'm pretty busy.
Are you? Do you want to tell me about your current work in progress? Because I always find them so interesting because everyone's excited about what they're writing right now in a different way. Yeah. I love hearing about that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it is. It's nice to have a distraction like that. Yeah. It's another historical novel, but it's also got a contemporary storyline. And so, yes, it's set in present-day Australia and Holland and 17th century Holland.
Wow.
Which sounds very ambitious and probably is too ambitious again.
No, never too ambitious. Is it time slippy, or is it Is it historical in that putting them together? Am I allowed to ask?
It's more of a historical weaving of the two stories together, and it's centered around this dress. So it's inspired by this real dress that was found a few years ago off the Dutch coast by these amateur divers. And they were very naughty, and they were diving shipwrecks, and they're not supposed to touch anything, and take anything up. And they brought up this dress. They didn't know what it was, and they hung it up in the bathroom, hosed it down, and then realised, oh crap, it's like something, really amazing. And the historians are sort of horrified about that. But so that was kind of the story. And then I wanted to write this story about a woman who has lost her parents and comes from that island where it was found, Texel, and she gets called back. She's a sort of a textiles historian. And she gets called home and then has to confront, like her past and what happened to her family, and also work out what happened, with the dress. And then the 17th century side of it is a woman called Anna, and she's a glass engraver, and she sort of has to escape sort of a marriage, and she runs to The Hague, which is where all the English were in exile at the time, around the English Revolution. So it's all about exile, I think, and grief, and that sort of got drawn together by this dress. Yes.
Wow. I have such a fascination with fashion history. Yeah, that's a great pitch.
Cool.
Didn't even feel like a pitch. I like those ones.
Yeah, it felt like a pitch.
It felt like natural kind of telling me what you're doing. I like it. When I grew up, we had 2 encyclopedias of fashion on the bookshelf. Weird thing to have. None of us, my grandma was a corsetier, but it's not like we have a fashion family.
Yeah,
but I grew up, you know, with that history of fashion, and it went right back, and then tracked how fashion had changed. And I remember being fascinated by the wigs and having mice under them, and
cool.
you know, the changes in the hoops. I just absolutely get lost. And my mum still has them. I saw them a few months ago. Yay. And then photographed all the pages like crazy and put them on Twitter.
Oh, that's amazing.
Really
I have to go back and find them. I have to go back and have a look.
Very strange thing. I think that it's actually online, the whole encyclopedia. I found once that it was someone's digitized it. It's just the most amazing thing. So yeah, using a dress to access that history, I just think that's an excellent premise. I really like that. I wondered with Gulliver's Wife, is that the other story, the other story of who's of the, you know, potential of the wife left behind in England and what happens with her, from what I know? Yeah,
it is. So it's sort of like the parallel story with his story. It's set between the first island and the second island. So first journey and the second journey, because I thought, everyone's going to know Lilliput and everyone will want to know, you know, about these small people. But then it eventually, as I was writing it, turned into this mother and daughter story as well. And also it's a story about power, the little people, you know, in England, which is kind of what Swift was trying to do with his story as well, I feel. You know, he was saying that the English were the savages, you know, and they were.
With everything that's changing, have you had any change in requests for interviews in terms of, I don't know, podcasts and blogs? I'm not sure how many is normal. You've got a better idea than me. But do you think that's going to change, or there'll be more? Or without the live events, there might be more of that kind of thing? Or
I think there will be. I think there'll be a lot more online and a lot more focus on digital sales and things like that, unfortunately. But I really, I'm going to try as long as I can to get out to my bookshop. Like I did a massive book shop the other day because I just thought, I just want them to stay in business, and, you know, you've got to support them. And I like having books. I don't like just reading.
Me too. Well, I have both because I also don't want to be without a book.
Yeah, me too. Ever.
Yeah. But when there are books, sometimes I just want them on my shelf.
Yes.
And I want to keep them there, and I like the paper.
Do you buy them both if you love them? Do you buy like the digital version? Yeah.
I often use the online to download a chapter. You did this when I was researching. I would get the first chapter of everything I could find to check if it was right for my research.
Yeah.
And then if that was good, I'd get the book. Thank you so much for joining me. And I really hope that we can make your launch work, even if we're all under quarantine. Thank you. And also
thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
The number you have dialed has been changed.